Residential Report Writing and Case Studies. Chapter 4. Chapter Overview. In this chapter, we will address the role of pre-printed report forms in real property appraising. Most residential report forms are created by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. The content of the report and not its form or format determines its compliance with the minimum requirements of USPAP. As such, we will discuss USPAP minimum reporting requirements and the Uniform Residential Appraisal Report URAR form. Chapter 4, Learning Objectives. Upon completion of this chapter, participants will be able to identify the difference between a form and a report. Explain why correctly filled out appraisal forms do not equate to USPAP compliance. Summarize how USPAP compliance for appraisal reports is determined. Outline the uses and limitations of the URAR form. End of page. Appraisal report forms. Previously in this course, we acknowledged that residential appraisers tend to be very form-focused. One reason for this tendency is the fact that our appraisal software accurately reproduces the standard appraisal forms for data entry purposes, and we use this software on a daily basis. Another reason for this form mentality is that government-sponsored enterprises, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, have standardized most of the report forms that appraisers and lenders use day in and day out. Our clients order appraisals from us not only in terms of the scope of work expected, for instance, interior and/or exterior inspection, but also in terms of what Fannie Mae form they expect the appraiser to use. There is nothing wrong with this, so long as we keep everything in perspective. Simply put, the appraisal development process is not dependent upon the type of form used to report the assignment results. That is why the appraisal development and reporting functions are governed by different USPAP standards. End of page. Fannie and Freddie. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are the two largest secondary market purchasers of residential mortgages in the United States. They were established and operated as government-sponsored enterprises, GSEs. However, they were both placed in government conservatorship in 2008, and there is currently much discussion on exactly what is going to be done with them. The Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA, is currently overseeing the general operations of the two mortgage giants. However, from an appraiser's perspective, Fannie and Freddie continue to operate as they always have. They purchase loans and they periodically issue announcements that affect the way appraisers develop and report appraisals. For secondary market loans, for appraisers, compliance with these guidelines would be considered an assignment condition in the preparation of an appraisal for an originating lender who sells loans to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. For the 2018-2019 edition of USPAP, the ASB created a new definition for assignment conditions. It has not been specifically defined before. Here is the new definition. Assignment conditions, assumptions, extraordinary assumptions, hypothetical conditions, laws and regulations, jurisdictional exceptions, and other conditions that affect the scope of work. As residential appraisers know, Fannie and Freddie create report forms for appraisal and review assignments. For lenders that do not sell loans on the secondary market, some of the more common Fannie and Freddie forms include 1004-70 Uniform Residential Appraisal Report, 2055 Exterior Only Inspection Residential Appraisal Report, 1073-465 Individual Condominium Unit Appraisal Report, 1075-466 Exterior Only Inspection Condominium Unit Appraisal Report, 1025-72 Small Residential Income Property Appraisal Report, 1032 One Unit Residential Appraisal Field Review Report. In the above list, the first number on the left is the Fannie Mae designation number. The Freddie Mac numbers appear in parentheses. For purposes of simplicity and consistency, we will use the Fannie Mae form numbers when referring to these forms in this course. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have identified these specific appraisal reporting forms for the various types of real property loans that they purchase from originating lenders. We will provide information on the use of those forms as part of this section. We will initially concentrate on the URAR form, or doesn't say form, but URAR, because that is the report most often requested by lenders/clients. The Appraisal Foundation Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice, Washington, D.C. End of page.